I didn't notice the comment first. I noticed my daughter go quiet. It was the kind of party where everyone performs without saying so, voices lifted. Just enough. Laughter timed a second too late. Compliments that feel measured rather than meant. I had dressed her myself that evening, smoothing the fabric at her shoulders, telling her she looked exactly like herself, which I hoped was enough. My sister-in-law said it lightly, almost kindly. That dress looks cheap. Her daughter laughed, not loudly, just enough. And mine stopped moving. There are pauses that disappear inside noise, and then there are the ones that thicken it. This was the second kind. My daughter didn't look at me. She looked down, fingers brushing the fabric as if it might confirm what had just been said. For a moment, I did nothing. I have done nothing before. There's a long habit in families like this, letting things pass so the evening can keep its shape. You learn to edit yourself in real time. But I've also learned what silence cost. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't say her name sharply or ask for an apology. I just stepped forward enough to interrupt the flow of the room and said, "Could we have a moment?" It wasn't loud, but it traveled. Conversations loosened and then thinned. A few people turned. My sister-in-law smiled in that way people do when they're not sure if something is about to become a problem. I kept my eyes on her, but I was aware of my daughter beside me, still very still. "I want to be clear about something," I said. "In this house, we don't teach children to measure themselves out loud." There was a small shift, someone setting down a glass too carefully, a chair leg dragging half an inch. It wasn't confrontation in the way people expect. No accusations, no raised hands, just a boundary, place where everyone could see it. My sister-in-law's smile held for a second longer than it should have. "Oh, I was just joking." "I know," I said. "That's usually how it starts." It might have ended there. Often, it does. A discomfort, a quiet retreat, the room reorganizing itself around the easiest path forward. But my father-in-law, who had been near the far end of the table, spoke before anyone could move on. "That's enough," he said. He didn't look at me when he said it. He looked at his daughter. It wasn't loud either. It didn't need to be. In this family, his voice had always carried decisions, even when no one acknowledged it openly. Conversations didn't just pause, they stopped. My sister-in-law's posture shifted first, something small in her shoulders. Her daughter looked down, suddenly interested in the pattern on the floor. The ease they'd had a minute ago, casual, unexamined, was gone. No one clapped. No one filled the silence with reassurance. It just settled there, undeniable. My daughter moved then. Not much. She stepped closer to me, her hand finding the side of my sleeve. Not hiding, just anchoring. I didn't look down at her. I didn't want to turn it into a scene. But I felt the difference in her, less frozen, more present. The room resumed eventually. It always does. Someone asked about dessert. A cousin laughed brightly. The rhythm returned, but it didn't feel the same. There was a caution now, a thin awareness threading through the conversations. My sister-in-law spoke less. When she did, it was softer, as if testing each sentence before letting it go. Her daughter stayed close to her, quiet in a way that didn't quite match her age. No one mentioned what had happened. Later, when we were leaving, my daughter adjusted the hem of her dress again. This time, she didn't look down with doubt. She smoothed it once, deliberately, and then let her hand fall. "Are you okay?" I asked, keeping my voice low. She nodded. Yeah. It wasn't a full answer. It didn't need to be. In the car, I thought about how small the moment had been, and how easily it could have slipped by like so many others. I wondered if anything had truly shifted, or if we would all return to our usual roles the next time we gathered comments. Softened, perhaps, but still there waiting. But something had changed, even if only in a narrow, specific way. My daughter had seen that the line existed, and that it could be held without shouting, without spectacle. At the next gathering, I don't expect warmth where there wasn't any before. I don't expect apologies that last, but I do expect a different kind of pause, the kind that comes before someone decides whether to speak at all. Sometimes that's enough.